Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're diving into a story that proves love can show up when you least expect it, in the most unexpected places. It all started with a broken down car in a rainstorm. Picture this: I'm stranded on the side of a deserted country road. My car, a vintage beauty I'd lovingly named Betsy, had decided this was the perfect moment to give up. The sky opened up, and the rain was coming down in sheets. No cell service, of course. Just as I was about to resign myself to becoming a permanent resident of my driver's seat, a pair of headlights cut through the gloom. A beat-up old truck pulled over. The window rolled down, and there you were. You asked if I needed help, and honestly, your smile was brighter than your high beams. You didn't just offer a ride. You spent the next hour with me in the pouring rain, tinkering under Betsy's hood. You knew exactly what was wrong: a faulty alternator, you said. You were covered in grease and soaked to the bone, but you never stopped smiling. I remember thinking, who is this person? This stranger who stopped for a damsel in distress and was actually enjoying the rescue mission. That night, you towed my car to your workshop, which was more of a magical barn filled with half-finished projects and the smell of sawdust and oil. You promised you'd have Betsy running by morning. I spent the night in the spare room of your small farmhouse, listening to the rain on the roof. The next morning, I woke up to the smell of coffee and pancakes. You were in the kitchen, humming to some old rock song on the radio, looking completely at home. We ate breakfast on your porch, watching the sun rise over the fields. We talked for hours about my life in the city, your love for restoring old things, our dreams, our fears. It felt like I'd known you my whole life. By the time you handed me the keys to my purring, fully repaired car, I knew I didn't want to leave. So I didn't. I found an excuse to stay. I said I wanted to learn more about engines. You laughed and handed me a wrench. That one day turned into a week. That week turned into a month. I learned how to change oil, sand down old furniture, and plant a vegetable garden. You learned that I can't cook to save my life, but I make a mean cup of coffee. We spent our days working side by side in our night stargazing, pointing out constellations and making up our own. One evening we were restoring an old wooden chest we'd found at a flea market. We were quiet, just the sound of sandpaper on wood between us. I looked up and saw you watching me, with this look in your eyes that I couldn't quite place. It was a mix of fondness, curiosity, and something deeper, something that made my heart beat a little faster. You finally broke the silence. You said, I think my old truck broke down on purpose that day. I asked what you meant. You smiled and said, because I think it knew I needed to find you. That was it. That was the moment. I dropped my sandpaper, you dropped yours, and in the middle of that dusty, wonderful barn, you kissed me. It wasn't like the movies. It was better. It was real. It was gentle and sure, like it was something that was always meant to happen. In that kiss, I felt a sense of coming home I'd never known before. The city girl who was just passing through had found her place right there with the country boy who fixed her car. Life since then has been a beautiful series of adventures. We took road trips in Betsy, who, thanks to you, never broke down again. We danced in the kitchen while making pancakes, even though I still usually burn them. We turned that old wooden chest into our coffee table, a constant reminder of the night our lives changed. People always ask how we met, and I love telling them the story. It sounds like something out of a book, but it's our reality. There were challenges, of course. Merging two completely different lives isn't always easy. I miss the hustle of the city sometimes, the anonymity, the endless options. You were sometimes overwhelmed when we'd visit my family, surrounded by skyscrapers and traffic. But we learned to navigate it. We learned to find the quiet moments in the loud city and the exciting adventures in the calm countryside. We built a bridge between our two worlds, and that bridge was our love. It was strong, flexible, and built on a foundation of mutual respect and a whole lot of laughter. I remember one time we had a huge argument. It was about something silly, something I can't even recall now. But it felt big at the time. I packed a small bag, threatening to drive back to the city for good. I got in my car, and you just stood on the porch, watching me. I expected you to run after me, to beg me to stay. But you didn't. I drove to the end of the driveway and stopped. My hand was on the gear shift, ready to go. And then I looked in the rearview mirror. You were still there, just waiting. And I realized you weren't letting me go. You were trusting me to come back. You trusted our love enough to know I'd choose it. I put the car in reverse and drove right back. We never really talked about it, we just held each other. In that moment, I understood that love isn't about holding on tight. It's about trusting enough to let go. And now here we are years later, standing in that same barn. It's filled with more projects, more memories. Our life isn't a fairy tale, but it's a really, really good story. It has a story of two people from different worlds who found a common language in a shared smile on a rainy night. It's a testament to the fact that sometimes breaking down is the best way to find the road you were always meant to be on. You are my best friend, my partner in crime, and the best mechanic I know. You didn't just fix my car that day. You fixed a part of me I didn't even know was broken. You showed me what it means to be truly seen and loved for exactly who I am. So to anyone watching who feels a little lost, a little stranded on the side of the road, don't lose hope. You never know when a beat-up old truck might pull over and change your life forever. Love is out there, often in the mess, in the rain, in the unexpected moments. You just have to be willing to accept a little help from a kind stranger. Thank you for being my kind stranger. Thank you for everything. Thanks so much for watching our story unfold. If it resonated with you, give this video a like and maybe share it with someone who needs a little reminder that magic is real. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories. See you next time.